It's Ron Goodall from FightHype.com. I'm here with the 17-year-old phenom, Robert Meriweather. How's it going?
It's all great, man. You know, great.
Now, you just got done doing how many rounds with Jorge Linares?
I did 5.
5?
Yeah.
How would you, rate your sparring experience and things like that? Because it's not your first day or first time with Linares.
That was my 3rd day. Definitely get more comfortable around, a champion and himself. He's a little older, so he got a lot of experience and just learning a lot of things. And I'm getting, he's teaching me a lot of things, but also I'm able to show him that I belong in the ring with him too.
After a couple of sparring sessions, what has he told you? Has he said, are you nice, man? You're slick. You move real well. Have you guys had some?
Yeah. He gave me a lot of props on my speed and able to my jab. He said I got a great jab, and actually he did say Monday he told me that if he would have worked with me a lot more for that Devin fight, he would have been a lot more acclimated for that fight.
Yeah.
But he said he sparred a lot of standstill guys, and I went to sit there and brawl with him. But if he would have worked with me a little more, he would have adjusted a little better. So I mean, it's a lot of props and I'm grateful for it for sure.
That's a lot coming from someone who's fast and has a good jab like himself. So he knows what speed and good jabs are. So just overall, your overall experience. You're in the Vegas area. You've been on the boxing scene at such a young age. There's YouTube videos of you all over. Having sparring session with Cormel Warren, which is probably like your little bro, and just all these other people. Just what's this whole experience been like for you in boxing?
I started boxing in Arizona, and at first, I'm just learning, and then after a couple years, I started, taking over Arizona. So, when we got the opportunity to move out here, we moved out here for boxing. So, I'm grateful for my parents for making that switch over for me, and being able to take my boxing to the next level. And I grew up with the best amateurs in the country. So now that I'm a little older, I'm able to work with a lot of champions. I work with Devin Haney, Tank Davis, Shushu, guys like that. Duke Reagan. So guys like that is added to my arsenal now, and I'm able to. I feel like, in a couple years, I'll be ready for that next level to get some straps around my waist.
And just as a reminder to a lot of people, I did mention 17 years old, meaning that everything and all the stuff that you have been doing has been under the age of 18, including the sparring sessions with Devin, Gervonta Davis.
I was around 15, 16, and Devin, that was right when he just got his WBC, and came in the gym. He was like, let's work, right?
Yeah.
So, I learned a lot of things, but he did give me some props and he gave me some tips. So from there, I've added to my arsenal, my tools, and I'm able to use that against different champions now. Right? I'm in Linares' camp now, and it got me some nice offers and deals from a lot of people.
Wow.
Yeah.
In addition to the fact that you've gotten into the ring and sparred Devin Haney at such a young age, it's just the fact that now these peers of yours and people that are a little bit older are now fighting at the top level. Like Devin's undisputed, he's going to be facing Lomachenko, and Lomachenko has faced Linares. Devin's faced Linares, and so just want to get your thoughts, because you've got to spar with Devin and even worked with Linares. How Devin and Lomachenko will play out.
I think. Just from sparring with them guys, I can't really, just say, oh, I think this guy will win, I think this guy will win. But I know that in my heart, I got Devin, because not just because I know them, I'm cool with them. It's not that at all. I just think from Lomachenko's last performance, and also it's shown over the years, with Teofimo Lopez, and it's kind of like he's kind of getting to that older side. And he's, Devin, he's young, he's seasoned, and he's been in there with you know, Cambosis and Linares, and he showed where, you know, he's one of, if not the best boxer at 135 right now.
Yeah.
So, I got Devin because, I mean, he's a better boxer right now, and I think with Lomachenko, it seems like he's not able to get in on the taller guy.
Yeah.
And, you know, Devin got that length, and he knows how to use that length. He has the, I mean, at 35, he has the best jab at 35. So, I mean, I don't think Lomachenko will be able to get past that. I mean, he's going to win like 3-4 rounds because it's Lomachenko, you know. He might take over 1 or 2 rounds, but, I mean, it's not where he's going to take over the fight. So.
You know, and seeing the fact that you're very privy of the 135 division and just your weight right now, what would you say that you will be competing at for your size? And
right now, I'm moving around at 28, but I'll be fighting at 26 when that time comes for rankings and a belt around my waist. So, I mean, you know, Ray Vargas, Robesi, Ramirez, I mean, those guys are really tough, and, you know, someday, you know, maybe a few years from now, I'll be able to challenge those guys, you know, get a belt.
I even heard like maybe even Fulton might be going up, and the Brandon Figueroa's.
I heard about what the WBC ordered that, right?
Like a rematch, and
yeah, I seen that. But I mean, I don't understand it because I thought Figueroa was the mandatory for Ray Vargas, the belt.
I mean, you know, it really. Even though they mandate stuff, you know, politics and promoters and networks might change stuff. I think they mentioned like Shakur and Isaac Cruz.
Okay, yeah.
That's a dream, you know, that's essentially a dream fight, but we don't know, is that really going to get made? Like,
oh no, that'd be a really tough fight for Shakur.
Really?
But I think Shakur will edge it out. I mean, I got him, Tank, and Devin is like in a level on their own at 135.
Even over Tank. I know you said you sparred Tank a couple times. Even over Tank.
I don't think he's over Tank. I mean, you know, a lot of people say Tank isn't a great boxer, but you know, just being in there and seeing Tank. You know, I was in the camp with Leo Santa Cruz, and I seen him with when he was getting ready for Barrios. So
at 140,
yeah, just seeing him being able to, box, you know, and sparring is different from fighting.
No.
You know, he was in there working with guys, you know, boxing. That's kind of how he beat Pitbull, because you know he broke his hand.
Yeah.
He was fighting with one hand for 6 rounds,
and he had a box,
and he won. So. I mean, it really shows he does have that boxing pedigree behind him. He's won nationals just boxing. So, I mean, you can't just take that away from him. I mean, I put him, Devin, and Shakur top 3.
Would you say that you would then favor Tank to beat Ryan?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Ryan has a chance because it's boxing. But I just think, you know, Tank is... You know, not just that boxing, but you know, it goes back to his main thing, that power. And Ryan has been tested, he's been caught, he's been dropped, but I don't think he'll get up from a Tank shot. And also, you don't know if he can last 12 rounds boxing and not being able to be hit by just one shot. So, I mean, that's a big task, especially with Tank going to be stalking him down.
Yeah. And
on top of that, I mean, you know, you see it in the last few fights. Tank takes up the first 4 rounds off.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like Ryan would be probably a little testy, you know, a little nervous. So I don't think he'll like just go out there and win those first 4 rounds. So, I mean, you know, you got to take those first 4 rounds and then go from there. So, I mean, I got Tank over him, and then Pitbull. You know, Pitbull is he's still an underrated guy that's not talked about.
Yeah, I mean, even though I know that Tank had that hand injury and he had a box, it still seemed like it was competitive with the both hands, right?
Yeah, and it's not like he broke his hand off of something fluke. I mean, he took a shot and it broke his hand. So, I mean, he got a tough chin. So, he got a tough head. So, it's like, Ryan Garcia is not going to knock him out. I think I got Pitbull over Ryan.
Pitbull was like the first person that went the full 12 distance with Tank. Like, that's...
It's just like, it hasn't been seen before.
Yeah.
So, it's like, I mean, everybody was just like so confused. I mean, I was there was there at the fight, so we were sitting there and like, what is happening?
It was kind of like nerve-wracking at even scorecards because you could even say, hey, you know, Cruz had a fair amount of scorecards.
He did. It was. I mean, the crowd definitely felt that he won a good 5 rounds, 4 rounds. It was a close fight, but I mean, you know, Tank showed his dog that he has in him, and that's another thing about Tank at 35. He has that dog that you know, Ryan doesn't have, and it seems like Lomachenko doesn't have right now. As of right now, you know, Lomachenko. I mean, you can't take away from what he has done, but as of that last fight, Ortiz really showed what he had. I mean, with the pace he was fighting at and the level he was fighting at, I mean, there's nobody that has shown that they can do that for 12 rounds. So you got to give your hat off to him. I feel like it was a draw, in my opinion. A draw, or even Lomachenko by 1 round. But, you know, what was it, 117, 111?
The scorecards are kind of all over the place.
It was a little crazy for me.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they didn't really give Ortiz his props that he really deserved.
Yeah, but the boxing fans definitely respect Ortiz's performance and definitely would be.
That's going to give him a lot of popularity and boost his career for sure. It's kind of like Gamboa. Gamboa is able to get fights over and over again just because he has that toughness behind him.
Yeah.
So
and he gets in there with anybody. And seeing the fact that, like, you know, you've been in the ring already sparring and just in the Vegas area with a whole bunch of people as well as Arizona. Have you ever had a chance to kind of like do anything with Rolly? Like, I know, like.
No, I haven't. You know, Rolly has always been so big for me.
Yeah, I know there's like a huge, you know, but I know you guys are cool.
You know, he walks around with 180, 170.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure. So
he's not a small guy. That's
he's not. But he definitely gets to that weight. But it's not like he's draining himself.
He's always in the gym.
He's great. I haven't been able to work with him.
But we've been around. You've seen him work. You know, and I know that, you know, people have said like Rolly's hit hard, like visibly, like. I
mean, you can definitely see it when he's hitting the bag or sparring. It's just like he has that awkward power for sure. It's just like he'll sit there, boom, like a awkward hook. It'll be thumping. So, I mean, you know, Tank of all guys, he has a great chin, one of the best at 135 chins right now. But you know, he even said that he has some pop for sure. So,
what would you say like a Rolly and a Cruz fight would look like? Seeing the fact that you know you've seen Rolly's power up front in the gyms and stuff.
Pitbull comes in, but I don't know. I feel like it depends on how great Pitbull's chin is, because I think, you know, he has that great chin and he has a strong head. So I want to see what happens when he comes in, because I feel like Rolly will probably land one of those awkward shots, like rolling off.
He's big too, like compared to Cruz.
So like he's gonna roll off something, boom, and I feel like he might land an uppercut, and that's really gonna test Pitbull.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Now, my overall last couple questions, just in regards to, I'm sure you've got like a lot of like comparisons based off how close your last name is towards like Mayweather. So just to clarify, Meriwether, and then there's Mayweather. I'm sure people came up and said Robert Meriweather at times.
Yeah, there's actually a video, like Ellie Sickback.
Yeah.
He did it. That was one of my first videos. I think that was my first video ever on YouTube. He put Robert Meriweather. There was a lot of, a lot of dislike in the comments. But it's Meriwether, Meriwether, Meriwether. But I kind of, moving around at the Mayweather gym also when I first moved out here, because when I first came out here just to spar and train when I was like 10. I started at Mayweather's.
Yeah.
And just moving around, they were saying Mayweather, getting pictures, and they thought I was, kin. But nah, I'm really cool with those guys, and I'm grateful for what I got.
Yeah. Well, and I'm assuming you got to meet Floyd, and you even got to maybe even meet Robert himself. Or was Robert? I'm thinking of Jeff. Roger. Wow.
Actually,
but you got to meet Roger and Jeff.
I trained with Roger when I first moved out here.
Correct.
Yeah. was with him and Otis, my dad.
Yeah.
So, you know, every day I was just hitting the pads with Roger for like an hour straight. Because back then, Roger, he just didn't stop.
Yeah.
He was like no stopping him until somebody was like, all right, let's go. But, you know, I was, you know, growing up, working with Roger, and then actually, there was a time I was fighting, and Roger came over. He signed one of my belts. So I mean, I cherish. That's my favorite belt.
Really, you have it like at the crib and everything like that. It's personal, like you know.
Personal, yeah. I asked him this specific belt, and he got it done for me. And you know, I love him forever. That's my guy.
Just to work with someone that's worked with Floyd in the corner for like practically most of his biggest fights, you know, if not just in general, and also just being in big fights himself with. Who would you consider like Floyd and Roger and all these guys and some others like the throwback fighters, some of your favorite fighters coming up? And
I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. Actually, that's where I'm born. All my family lives there. My parents is from there, and I mean, you know, growing up, Ali was my favorite fighter of all time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, Ali. And there's actually a video where he says there will be another champion from Louisville, Kentucky. It's a great city, and I keep that in my phone, in my camera roll.
There hasn't been one since the Ali.
No,
you know, really?
Actually, there has been one. It was Greg Page.
Okay.
That's actually that's my grandma's cousin.
Oh, so that's bloodline then.
Yeah.
So it's okay. So that's crazy.
I mean, it was kind of when we moved to Arizona, it's kind of like it was a surprise to my parents when I asked them to start boxing. Actually, I was playing football at first because you know my dad played football. He boxed a little when he was younger, so playing football was my number one thing, and I played basketball too. But I mean, I was just too little at the time, so I was like, there was a gym down the street. I was seeing it every day. I was like, I want to go to the gym. I want to go to the gym. I pestered them for months. They finally took me over there, and they said I'm a natural. So I stuck with it, and you know, being able to use my speed and my quickness, and you know, I still got a size difference to me, so I'm able to use my size to be able to move around guys, kind of like a Lomachenko in a way, or you know, Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson. Able to use that to my advantage, and you know, being able to work with guys like Linares right now, you know, Tank and Devin, it's kind of, I'm grateful for what I've been through and what I've gotten to. But now, you know, from now on, I just want to be able to be one of the top guys, if not the top guy, actually. Yeah. Go down as the greatest of all time. You know, they got Ali or Floyd, the greatest of all time. But I mean, at the end of the day, I want to be the top guy or undisputed champion or the GOAT. You know.
Well, of course, if anything, I'm looking forward to covering, like, I got to see you spar Linares today, I got to see you spar Shoo. That was a great sparring session in general. Is there anything you want to tell the fans out there before I let you go, social media, where they can follow you now, and then before all the hype starts coming in and before everyone starts, you know, asking for the autographs?
Instagram, King Robert, King, Robert, 3 eyes. You know, follow me before it gets too late, because I will be an undisputed champion one day. I promise you.
And you might be coming back in December, or might get in a fight?
December. Hopefully, I'm trying to get a fight in Texas, or just go back down to Mexico for because next year I turn 18, and I'll be able to, you know, get fights in any state I want to. You know, being able to work on the big cards. You know, Tank, Devin, all those guys. I'll be able to work on those cards with them and be able to share that spotlight.
Awesome. Well, appreciate the time, champ. Looking forward to it.
Thank you.